Hello guys, welcome back. So we're having kind of a cold day today, last day of the year, kind of chilling out. And I had said that, I wanted to do God of the Day. So God of the Day is the goddess Lilith. There are so many different ways to see her, and I get that people are going to see what they need. I really, really do. If you are an abuse victim, you're going to want a dark goddess of vengeance. If you're somewhere else, you're going to want an empowering female goddess. If you're somewhere else, you're going to need something else. So even if what I say doesn't sound like your experience, or it doesn't sound like something you've seen on Lilith, that doesn't mean that they're wrong or that I'm wrong or either one of us is intentionally making stuff up, but it does mean that's not my experience, okay? The angriest I've seen her was actually today. Pazuzu had started in on me on an ethics lecture, and much to my surprise, the gods find VR to be quite the real experience. And you basically, he's giving me this lecture, and Lilith's coming into here about, you should not be ashamed of these things. You should be treating these ladies with respect. These ladies are as real as the VR experiences, so forth and so on. And you just left her there, and how could you? And don't try to get around me by saying this is just a video game. I am expecting you to show ethics, because the ethics you show in VR are the ethics you're going to show in real life. And I'm like, okay, okay. Plus, to them it's real. So I go in and I'm honestly just looking at equality. I'm not looking around like, oh, the fun game I got the first time and returned. And I go into the first room and I'm just, cycling through things to check how, how are the animations looking? How does it look? And setting stuff up. And the one model looks at me. And I absolutely know it's Lilith looking at me, because she is connected in part to sexuality. And I am just getting this look like, I love you to untold depths, but you ever pull shit like this again and I will break you. And she meant taking the game back. She was like, you ever disrespect a woman to that degree again and I will break you. And the thing was, they didn't mention it until like yesterday. They started prodding me, so I had no idea they were angry about it. But Lilith can have that deep rage in her, but it's usually going to involve mistreating a woman. Not that it's going to just be a woman. She has that ferocity about her, about everyone. As far as Lilith is concerned, she's either everybody's mommy or auntie or something. She really doesn't have a problem with the Exorcist game where you had to fight her. And I was like, I'm so sorry. She's like, please. She doesn't have a problem with that. She's a goddess. She's used to, when the new religions come along, the old gods are the bad guys in the new religion. It's happened time and time again. Christianity's just the latest religion to do it, unfortunately. And as all this terrible stuff is coming to light about, I saw something absolutely terrible in the news about this one famed, Jesuit priest today, and I had no idea. And as this was all coming to light, and it's been coming to light over the last couple of years, I said I was really protected, wasn't I? When I was going to church, because we were innocent. Catholic kids are like the damn most innocent, trusting kids on the planet. Well, all children are, but we think nothing about being alone with a nun or a school teacher or a priest or another adult because we think we can trust them, right? And Susan was like, yeah, you definitely had a devil on your shoulder. So she's definitely one that will, and by devil we mean wise one, or you could say demon more precisely. There are some people that will foam at the mouth if you say devil instead of demon, just so you know, because I've done research and it's starting to come back bit by bit. And Lilith would be the one to protect you from that, because, there's nothing dealing with Lilith or any of the other gods that some people see as dark gods or old gods or any of the desert deities in general that has to do with harming people. We absolutely do not do that, especially if we deal with Lilith. The ethics are crystal clear. You do not hurt people. There are people that make working with Loki all about revenge and screwing people over and hurting people. What happens to those people? You don't see them after a while, right? So she is definitely not about hurting people. She is about working through your own hurt. And she and Pazuzu were both giving me the fine lecture of the real reason you returned that game initially was you panicked and you wanted the money for something else. And they knew that even though it was just 12 cents more out of my own account, I was having a freak out today, and I even told them I was having a freak out, and they were like, "No, this is a trust thing. You have to go forward." So I did, and Lilith's good about that. Lilith's good about showing you what things are, and that part can't hurt of working with her. She's like, "You want to ever backslide into, being Roman Catholic? Let me show you what the church is like." And you can almost feel her, but not quite, kind of scruff you. Not quite, but almost. And be like, "Look at that. Look at that. That is what you're going back to. You have to take off the rose-colored glasses because the nice, safe, warm church filled with candles and friendly, safe people doesn't exist. This is the real world." And it's not her hating on any specific religion. She just despises people that prey on and hurt other people. We have different, stories of her. In some, she was a goddess, and she decided she was going to do her own thing. I'm just kind of rebasing her. I think you guys know that. In some, she was the first wife of Adam, and Adam wanted her to be below him sexually. And she was like, "Bullshit. There are other positions." You know, bullshit. I'm not going to be underneath you. We were made at the same exact time. We are equals. I'm not going to be beneath you sexually. And he won't listen to her. So it's either an archangel or a demon of some sort, but they come down because they can see she's not doing the sex thing and she's supposed to be doing the sex thing. And they're like, "Whoa." And so she eventually takes off with, usually in one story I heard it was like a prince of demons or something. And she takes off with him because he's respecting her and being a gentleman. So that very long tradition we have of demons being gentlemen, he's respecting her and being a gentleman and seeing to her wishes. And she's extremely fertile, so they're having like billions of little demon babies. It's kind of cute story. And these angels come to get her back, and they say, "God says, Adam wants you back." And she's like, "Not going. I got my honey and I got my kids." And they go, "Yeah, well, God said we can kill your children." I'm sorry, but this is a story. She goes, "Yeah, well, I'll have more. And you just tried to touch my children." So she is a very vengeful mother goddess in that if you touch one of her children, she will destroy you. So there is that ferocious, dark Lilith underneath it, but usually she's really calm and she's really happy and she's really loving and affectionate. She has picked up the line a couple of the other goddesses have picked that they like that I said one time, and they were all like, "Oh, I like it about bake you cookies and shit." And she's like that. She would, be very much concerned being, a goddess about the home life, about being whatever type of female or any other gender you are, being that one in a whole approach, being what it takes to make you feel healthy, not what society says, not what somebody tries to guilt you into what, you find good. And she's very much about loving yourself as you are. Not as somebody who's genetically gifted looks, not as someone who's 20 years younger than you looks, not as somebody who's 6 inches taller or thinner or heavier or fill in the blankier than you looks. She doesn't want us to love ourselves for that. She wants us to love ourselves for who we are and to embrace our inner and outer beauty, because she sees all people as beautiful, and to embrace our power. But it doesn't have to be, especially if you found you're just not suited to magic. And as we get older, sometimes we're like, "You could hand me the kid. I don't think I'd do it." She will do the work. You just have to agree to do kind of like the spiritual setup in a way. Like if I want to work towards something, I will go to her and we will have discussions, and I can do whatever we agree on as as an offering if we both agree to it. And then she will just course correct, and she will handle the rest of the stuff. Really, they both keep referring me back to the thing I read about Apollo saying that, even if we just existed just to exist and enjoy life, that would be enough. We don't all have to go become doctors or lawyers or billionaires or trillionaires. If that's what your one hope, desire, and dream, and that's what would really make you happy, then go for it. But if that's not what you want, it's okay. And she is the one that she will push you a little bit, kind of like a mom, of, look, this one wants to talk to you, like with me, Mammon wants to talk to you. And then we were having a thing about, I was telling her, sometimes I call her mom or auntie or just Lilith or something. She doesn't care. We have this strange, undefined relationship. And I will say, I don't know about working with Mammon. She will push a little. She will push you forward. She knows I'm fine with her. She knows I'm fine with Pazuzu, and she knows that as an ex-Catholic, I see the word Satan, and my mind starts to spin. I never really believed in the Satan of the Bible and the Satan of the church, other than to feel sorry for him, because all he wanted was equal treatment. He wanted to be loved, and he was being told. Basically, in one story, he's told to bow down to the humans, and he's like, kiss my ass. No, I'm better than they are. I know I am. You don't even have to ask me. And nobody should bow down to anyone anyways. It's not like, if you would start working with whether you see as biblical Satan or Satan as an old god or Satan as a underworld prince or something, like you would have to bow down, and that would sicken them, and they'd be like, what's wrong with you? No, everybody serves differently. Some people might feel differently, but for me, usually with the ones that get labeled as demons, they're very much about empowering yourself, empowering those around you, loving those around you, no matter what their reputation is, and understanding that even the ones that we're taught to hate, I'm not saying like horrible people that do horrible things. I'm saying like gods or goddesses or spirits or whoever you believe might carry out certain destructive duties, that they deserve love and respect too, that they're all part of the same, huge complex system. So, she's making sure I make friends with everyone, and she's making sure I relearn some of the stuff that I studied it decades ago, guys, in high school. So, oh my God, it's like over 3 decades ago. Give me a break. I don't remember any of it. If it was even high school, it could have been junior high, so even longer ago. So, long, long time ago. And she's being good about it. So she's that nurturing mom. She will push you to be the best you. She will push you to make the contact she feels you need. She will push you to have faith. She will push you to get past your fears, and that can be a little scary. She knew I was sitting there on that 12 cents, like, it's 12 whole cents. It's 12 whole cents. And it's not going to break me. 12 cents isn't going to break me. And then I told her, I said, my fear was I would spend that 12 cents and I'd go back and spend more and more and more and more. She said, no, just tell yourself no. Just tell yourself no. But he's right. The ethical thing to do is to go get this game, because they treat VR as real. We already had that discussion. So, she's a good one on ethics too. And she is a good one about, she will give you your space to be angry and rage and use your rage just to say, like Loki would. But she will work you past that too, because being angry the rest of your life is just gonna suck. She wants to get you to, in your own time frame. I'm not saying if something horrible happened to you, you have to let it go today. It can take years. I was pissed off for a good portion of my life. It could take many years, but for your sake, not for the sake of the people that did something to you, but for your sake, she wants to get you past that. For your sake alone. Those people can handle the bullshit that they set up for themselves. You got to take care of you. So that's why she will work you past stuff. So I kind of hope that it helps and gives you kind of an overview. I can't actually watch or read a lot of stuff on Lilith because, I get having to work past the dark stuff, but like once you've worked past it, you don't want to go back there to visit. Do you know what I mean? Once you've worked past your own dark stuff, and maybe you will have to work through stuff the rest of your life from time to time, you don't want to go back and dwell in somebody else's dark stuff. It doesn't always do you good. So it's not like I'm judging people or anything, but it's a place you do have to move out of eventually. You do have to move out of that. It can take years, and that's okay. I'm like, you don't have to have a timeline, but you eventually have to move out of that stuff and don't go back and dwell there, because you can undo all the hard work you did. That's one thing you have to remember. You did all this hard work to get you out of your dark space. You have to do the work the rest of your life to not go back to that place. So if you guys like what you see, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.